No, I believe this is the longest section of the game between bosses now. Still not gonna fight the tree. At least not right now. And you can't lock on these guys, apparently. Don't know why. Might be another dog back here. Yeah. Not sure if that was a headshot or a counter hit, or both. Did twice as much damage.
Please. Oh,
And there's our 5 free levels. Hooray. Sorry if I'm not particularly vociferous today. I was right at the start of the stream because of irritation, but after that, we're pretty much just at the relaxation phase here. Of course, this part of the game I don't take seriously, so usually when I don't talk very well, there's like a compensatory demonstration of skill on my part, but the first like half of Dark Souls 3 is not very hard, even on New Game Pluses, so there's nothing motivating me to play super clean or anything. And Bloodborne is pretty much hard the entire time, just New Game Plus out. We'll see if that happens with Dark Souls 3 or not, eventually. Probably in like 6 months. And I guess I'll revisit Scholar of the First Sin at some point as well, but Neo is definitely the next big thing I'm looking forward to. And chances are the Neo stuff I do on the channel will do very well, so that's cool. I think there might be another beta phase. I'm not positive about that, but I feel like they said there were going to be 3, and they've certainly got time for another one. So I'd expect that in like January or late December. Let's test out our firebomb checking skills. Less straightforward does not appear to be straightforward. Looks like these guys actually live through the explosion now. That's interesting. Or not. I haven't missed the first firebomb toss in like 5 runs, or I guess not 5 runs, but At least 2 or 3. Getting rusty. So it does do a lot of damage in a short time period, but it also uses up all of your stamina. And if I use up all of the stamina on like the twin axes, it does 3,000 plus damage. So doing like 1,500 or so is not quite as good. But it might be comparable to heavier weapons, so I guess it's not too bad in that regard. And it looks cool. That's always a plus. I would be using the R2 a lot more, but it just doesn't seem like it does any damage. So. And in general, this is the game of R1. R1 is your best friend. Nothing is better than R1. I'm not sure if my Scythe ate his firebomb or what happened to it. It doesn't make much sense, but it's probably not totally impossible. I think with all 4 rings equipped and 99 faith, the Corona would still only do like 350 to 400 damage maybe, assuming it hit on both sides. So, a little bit lackluster. It is a new type of spell though, there's nothing similar to it in the other games, unlike most other spells. Of course, Dark Souls 2 has like 150 spells in it or something, so it's hard to compete in terms of variety. Have a nice leisurely stroll out here, avoiding competition. Okay, time for the always entertaining chase of the 2 saw guys up into this building. It is nice that the weapon skill doesn't seem to use much mana for the Scythe.
Oh. Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegwart of Katarina. To be honest, I'm in a bit of a pickle. Have you ever walked near a white birch only to be struck by a great arrow? Well, if I'm not mistaken, they come from this tower. Whoever it is, I'm sure I can talk some sense into them. But I have to find a way up, and that's just the trouble. This lift only goes down, you see, and... Well, that doesn't get me anywhere. This lift only goes down. But you know, with a little warming up, eventually... No. I've got to use my head and think.
I'm gonna switch to another one of the DLC armor sets pretty soon. Of course, I don't have the full follower set, but I have all the other ones that you pick up. Which is not very many, but enough for variety, I suppose. There. I was considering fighting this guy before opening the door, but no real reason to. There we go. Typically I just chuck lightning spears or whatever at him. But today we actually fought him. Very skillfully. It's difficult for me to care about dodging everything when I could tank so much of it. But, oh well. Just later in the game, that becomes less of an issue.
Don't disappear like that. You had me downright worried. But thanks to you, an epiphany has struck me square in the head. I've unraveled the riddle of this inscrutable lift. On some days I begin to doubt myself. I went up the tower, so I thought, then somehow ended up here. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Anyhow, do you see that? That humongous beast. I'm no coward and I've a steady hand, but that thing makes my skin crawl. How now? Think twice before you go down that road. I could try talking some sense into him. No, I think not. He's far too overheated. I've got to use my head and think. I could try to...
The joys of secret. So let's assume that frostbite might actually work on this enemy. So it's possible it might actually happen. It would be cool if this weapon was like dual bleeding and frostbite, and then you could enchant it with poison on top of that or something.
No! You should have waited! Well, it's too late now. I, Siegward of the Knights of Katarina, fight by your side! Ah!
Problem is when you do the L2, it jumps forward and you lose stamina. Or no, and then you lose the lock-on for whatever reason. So I haven't been able to get momentum. Still seems like it would have popped, but I don't know.
That was quite a performance. But you mustn't get in over your head. We unkindled must put our duties first. But, for the moment, we've a toast to make. To your valor, my sword, and our victory together. Long may the sun shine! Well, I'm going to have myself a little nap. The only thing to do, really, after a nice toast.
I am accumulating Sieg Brows. I've never used one, but obviously you do Siegward's quests every time for the Titanite slab. And to make Yorm less annoying. But, like on New Game plus 50 billion, when I'm fighting Nameless King, and it takes an eternity, with like the shittiest weapon in the game, then maybe I'll use the Sieg Brows then, for additional healing. I'm not even sure how good they are. Okay, so this one doesn't use any mana whatsoever. At least not an appreciable amount, but the R2 does. That's cool. Actually kind of despise this fight. The only difficult fight in the area, how dare they? So don't be surprised if we run away. need some poise. The sides need poise. Can't just get into that attack string and then immediately get knocked out of it. Doesn't work so great. Oh well. So overall this weapon seems viable, but not necessarily exceptional. At least so far. I guess we haven't really had the chance to test it on a boss that was particularly serious. It seems like it's decent in PvP. Actually, most of the DLC weapons seemed like they were balanced to be pretty good in PvP. Anticipating everyone using them, of course. But as far as PvE goes, it just seems like a standard weapon. Might be a little bit better than the other sides. But I don't really use scythes in the first place, so... At least not yet. Jump scares away. I think we're pretty much in the clear here, so not sure what's taking me so long.